What's up, everybody? I am Just a Gamer, and I am back from San Diego Comic Con, which was, needless to say, freaking amazing. I got to meet Ed Boon, the creator of Mortal Kombat and Injustice, which I will talk about a little bit later on. And I also got to meet YouTube sensation Markiplier, who's actually a really cool guy. But I have to admit, he was a lot scrawnier than I expected. I also got to see some pretty cool cosplay, which I have up on the screen right now. But enough about that, let's jump into the games. First off, I got to see Call of Duty Infinity Ward, and needless what people say, the game does look amazing. The playability looks really cool, and the open map kind of style gameplay just looks really awesome, despite what people say, and it's a game I will definitely be checking out. Another gaming panel I got to go see was for Halo Wars 2, which looked really cool. Now, they didn't go over any gameplay, which was kind of a bummer, but they did talk about the story, and they did verify that the game will take place after the events of Halo 5, which will be really interesting, because for those who have played Halo Wars 1, the AI in that game, Serena, she was already a couple of years old in that game. And now that Halo Wars 2 takes place 20 years later, after the events of Halo 5, Serena will be going rampant at this point. So it'll be interesting to see how that will either affect gameplay, but also the story. And they did introduce a new AI, which, forgive me, I do not remember the name of the AI or the actress that plays her, but they were there. And again, it'll be interesting to see the dynamic between these two. One AI that is going to be clearly going rampant and one that's not, as well as how it'll pan out with Cortana at the moment recruiting AIs that are going or are afraid to go rampant, and see why either of these will either go or not go with her. It'll be a really interesting dynamic to see. Now, the main panel I went to go see was for Injustice 2, which was pretty amazing. We got to see the premiere Wonder Woman and Blue Beetle trailer, which was pretty awesome. And we did get to ask the Ed Boon and the others a few questions. Now, I just want to say, no offense to other people, but man, they could not ask questions. They just kept asking the same variation of a question. Hey, will this character be in the game? Maybe. Will this character be in the game? Maybe. Will this character be in the game? Maybe. It's like, come on, guys. Once they said it once, they're not going to reveal any characters. I mean, come on. Now, one question that did get asked that I was really interested in was how the gear system will work in tournaments. And Ed Boon did say that for tournament mode, they will disable gear, which will be pretty cool, and I guess it's more balanced that way. Now, I did get to ask a question, and I asked how the gear will affect moves themselves, if it will give them plus or minus frames, and he said for some it will. And another tidbit that Ed Boon gave away was that equipping certain characters with gear may change that character altogether. The example he gave was for Supergirl, and that equipping certain gear for her will turn her into Power Girl. And for all we know, she'll have different moves and stuff like that, which was also really interesting. And I guess if we can think of similar characters of that same variation, we can probably think of what other characters we will see in the game. The one I can think of off my bat that would be kind of interesting would be Killer Croc, and his variation could be King Shark, because they both eat people and they're both mutated monsters, which would be pretty cool. The last bit of news I want to talk about came after Comic-Con, which is that Sony will not make PlayStation Plus a necessity to play No Man's Sky online, which is pretty interesting. They said that the odds of you running into another player in the game are so small that they didn't feel it was worth the price of paying for the online component, which is awesome, but at the same time it's kind of a bummer, because I was kind of hoping I could group up with my friends and we can, map out star charts together. And I mean, I guess it might be still a possibility if they allow for players to contact each other, but if that's not the case, it's gonna be kind of lonely just going around and just being that 1 in a million chance of running into another player. But needless to say, we'll find out more when the game does finally release next month. Again, I just gotta say that Comic-Con was a blast and truly amazing. I really can't wait to go next year, and hopefully I can actually bring some footage of Comic-Con instead of just some still pictures. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a like or comment, subscribe even, check out some of my other videos. And remember, I'm just a gamer. Peace.